That's right. It's a real sexy phrase to me. Might not mean anything to you, so I want you to listen, whether you dig it or you don't. I'm a big fan of believing in our capacity and believing in our capacity to grow, allowing expansion to just simply be something that I assume is possible for me and everyone I love and everyone I care about and everyone in the world. But we walk through a world where we've often been taught that things just are the way they are, or I just can't handle anymore, or we're limited in our capacity to grow, or my favorite, sarcasm, not favorite, very triggering, is this is just who I am. This is just who I am. And when we live in this place where we think that our capacity is fixed rather than expansive, we're constantly fucked. We're constantly feeling struggle, pain, challenge. We're constantly limiting what's possible for ourselves. And I actually want to say that if you're working on your growth or your healing, or you're working on really truly creating a life that lights you the fuck up, having great relationships, having a good body that you're feeling confident and proud of and connected to, and you're actually embodied. If you have a mission or a business or you do volunteer work that you want to be fully engaged in, heck, if you are willing and bold enough to do the work to start unpacking your privilege or your oppression, there is a deep need to live into the belief that you are a growing, expanding, elastic human with unlimited capacity. Now, so I want to tell you where this is coming from. I just finished my morning client, and his insight for the conversation blew my mind. He just said, I actually want to do more study or intellectual engagement in expansion of human capacity and the elasticity of human capacity. And this came from a part of our conversation. We're doing what I call emotional competence work. One of my distinctions is like a consumer is either emotionally constipated or has emotional diarrhea, and a creator is got some emotional literacy, intelligence, but more importantly, competency. They're house trained when it comes to emotions, if you will. And we're doing this emotional competence work, and we're looking at how he has avoided fear and how he experiences it. He knows he has anxiety, he's had depression in the past, but that he just thinks through it. He doesn't feel it. And so we're working on looking at all of the ways that it has served him to not feel the emotion of fear, to just think his way through it, to be strategic through it. And we're also working on him learning that he can feel it. And he told me that essentially, at times, he's just afraid of fear, and he's afraid that fear and grief specifically will just pull him in, will suck him down, will limit his potential to focus, will limit his potential to do good work, will limit his potential in life. And he's very conscious of creating positive mindsets and positive experiences with everything, with his body, with his life, with his emotions, with his career, with his relationships. Positivity and optimism is a value of his. But the cost is that he suppresses fear. So we did this whole thing, we're unpacking like, how has it been a value for you to suppress fear? How's it been a huge gift? And what are the costs of doing that? And I just basically said to him, I hear something in you that I hear in me at times, which is my belief that my capacity to handle emotion is limited. That I believe that I'm this container and that I can only pour so much in the container before the container's full and overflowing and my life is a mess. Now, for a lot of us, we're unconscious of the fact that we're even a container. We're trying to put so much in, so much information and so many experiences and so much time, so many to-dos, and we are spilling everywhere. That's not a reliable or conscious way to look at our capacity to expand. That's just being unconscious and thinking we can do everything. But a creator knows that they can expand. They're elastic. They have capacity that can constantly grow. A consumer thinks I just can't take on more, and this is who I am. So maybe in your past you've had times where you just can't take on more. I know I've been there. Recently, I had a time where I'm like, okay, I tried to expand capacity in all of the events and social engagements I was going to. I did expand capacity, and I took it to the point of diminishing returns. So it's time to do that in a more conscious way. But I grew. Bottom line is I want to influence you to look at the ways that you limit your potential by thinking that you have a certain capacity for stress, a certain capacity for love, a certain capacity for commitment, a certain capacity physically with your exercise or your movement, a certain capacity for pain. I think I've told the story before about one of my kidney stone times where I was in the hospital for like 4 hours before they even took me in, feeling the kidney stone. And I expanded my capacity for pain, and I changed my belief system around pain. But that's a whole other story. That video is somewhere out on the internet. So if anything, I want you to leave this video today, if you watch it, believing in your capacity, believing in the elasticity of human capacity. If you say to yourself, well, this is just how I am, or this is just how much I can handle, I just simply want you to ask, is that true? What would need to be different for you to grow, for you to have a larger container, especially for emotion, especially for connection, especially for physical capability? I'm not talking about physical ability, like some people are differently abled physically, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those of us who think, like I do it all the time, I can't handle cold, or I can't handle heat, or I don't like to do a long run, or it's like, these shoes hurt, so I shouldn't go out in them today, but I really want to look good, so I'm vain, and then I limit myself. There's constantly moments where you could expand. So just for today, if you catch yourself saying, I just can't take on anymore, this is all I can handle, this is just who I am, just simply ask yourself, is that true? I hope this is helpful. I'll see you on Monday. Have a wonderful, amazing, perfect, fantastic, growth-filled, love-filled, joy-filled, grief-filled, just have a weekend that's full of human experience, because you have unlimited capacity and you only grow it by challenging that capacity, stretching and becoming more, just like a muscle. We build it up by breaking it down and refueling it and feeding it. I hope you enjoy this. If you do, drop a comment, an emoji, share us with someone you love. Peace.